Hey guys, and welcome back to Crash Mind Over Mutant. So now that we have freed Coco from the power of the NV, which we know was designed by Dr. Cortex, and teaming back up with Embryo for... well, did they team up into Insanity? I guess not really. We actually had to beat him into Insanity, didn't we? Where he turned into that giant hulking thing and bounced around on ice and never said a single word. Anyway, we're introduced to the climbing segments here. So these are very simple. Crash just automatically dashes onto the wall when you jump at it, and then you can climb up and down, and it speaks for itself really. There isn't really anything truly spectacular about it. So this is what I tend to do. If one of my Titans is running a bit low on health, I switch to the other one. But that automatically stores the one you already have, so you can hold on to two Titans at once. The problem is, I can't just store this one and release the other one. It's a lot easier. It's a lot harder to explain. Really. You hold up, and you will store the Titan. You hold down, and you will just get off of it. So if I want to get rid of this Titan because it has less health, I need to try and get off of this one, which is something that I keep forgetting to do. I keep getting the buttons mixed up around here. So switch the one with less health and then abandon that one, because unfortunately that's what I have to do now. Once you've been off of a Titan for a certain amount of time, it suddenly dies. The thing is, that was a complete waste of time. And one thing you're going to be seeing me do a lot over the next few parts is I'm going to be blocking unintentionally.
You'll have to do it yourself.
Because I don't mean to do the shield. The problem is I keep thinking that the shield is what I use some of the times. It isn't. The shield is done with the C button. I don't know why I latched onto this thing. And down I go. That was a spectacular failure. The Ratical can't hold on to this thing. Crash will just... I think Crash does automatically jump out of it and grab a hold of the vine. That's at least what happened to me later on. And then the Ratical just falls to his death. Drill attack! It's surprisingly useful when you bounce off of enemies. Just like in the old games. Need the Raticals to break through these. I guess you have to backtrack if you don't have a Ratical. Problem is, they don't always like to respawn, which can be problematic on a number of occasions, as will become very clear in the next part. At the very least, the Ratical does break through just about everything in one single punch. They really are. They are actually one of the best Titans in this game, because they're fast. One problem that a lot of the Titans in this game have is that they're really slow, as we'll be seeing later when we're introduced to our second Titan in this video. And my god, they are so slow. As goofy as that jumping looks, the Ratical is one of the best Titans in the game.
Remember that you can store your Titan in order to take them with you across spaces that only you can navigate.
And I keep getting them mixed up between storing the Titan and simply jumping off the Titan. Can you tell it's been a while since I played this game? And no, I did not practice in the slightest again. The next few parts will make that very clear. These parts I haven't really had to edit that much out because it all went pretty straightforward. You know, I'll include the rather embarrassing deaths. I don't mind including those as long as it doesn't go on for too long. The same will not be said, however, about later on in the playthrough. I failed to see that spinning saw then. Because the next few videos are going to have a ton of edits. Where I'd either get lost, I would have no idea what direction I'm supposed to be going in, or I think that I get to a part where I need a Titan and it doesn't give me the opportunity, it doesn't actually give me one. But it turns out I did actually have one stored. And I completely ignored it. But that one was my fault. These trees, they look like something out of A Nightmare Before Christmas. I know that was a hill, but that's what it reminds me of. Yeah, this waterfall, it does pull you along. It is quite difficult to climb up it. So it turns out that that on one side, or two sides even, of the Wumpa Island, is this ice one. I'm not sure exactly, because there's 3 Wumpa Islands, right? So is this a Wumpa Island, or is it not? Because they say journey back to Wumpa Island. But there's 3 islands, isn't there?
All mutants brought under NV control.
Alright, so apparently these guys are still under control of the little brat kids in the school somehow. Right, this is where it becomes a bit annoying, because generally the Titans, they don't attack you all at once, at least these ones don't. But it's still very easy to get hit, especially when you have to use your block breaker attacks. There's almost certainly going to be one behind you that's then going to proceed to attack you. So what I would recommend doing, jump off the Titan you have, jump onto the next one, because it doesn't matter how much you beat it up, it always has full health when you first take control of it. If there's a way of speeding your way out of that, I don't know what it is. And it won't be throughout this video, I know that the Titan has a special attack because that's what that purple meter is for. But I didn't know how to pull it off. And it does tell you that on the tutorial section of the Wii menu, of the pause menu. But I didn't get the idea to look. I didn't really want to just stop to look at that while I'm playing, which is, I'm going to be contradicting that entirely throughout the next few parts. Because one thing that this game doesn't do very well is actually explaining the gameplay of the Titans. Like, it only ever tells you about 2 of the Titan's moves, even when the Titan has more than 2 moves. So the Titan we're going to be seeing later on in this part, there are moves that I can see that they do when I'm trying to fight them, but either I can't do those moves, or there's some way of doing it, but the game doesn't tell me how to do it. And we will be seeing that a lot with that enemy. For now we're going to use the Rascal Sneeze in order to freeze these geezers. And just about make it up there. I hope you like this level design, by the way, because we're going to be seeing it again about 3 more times. If that. About 4 more times. 4 or 5. You're going to be seeing a lot, that's what matters. Destroy everything. I mean, if it levels me up, why not? That's the kind of person I am. This is kind of like me in Super Mario Galaxy. I will go after I play through stars quite slowly because I go after every single star bit available. Even when I'm replaying a mission that takes me back to an area that I was already in, I will then go after all of the star bits again. However, if I die, I don't want to go after it all. I don't want to go through all of that again, even though the counter still goes up. So if I die, the second time round, I will do much faster. Even though I don't do that when I'm replaying the mission. No, when I'm starting a new mission, I should say, that takes place in the same area. I won't do it then. It's weird, I know. It just kills you. How are you still talking? These guys don't like... These guys have mouths, by the way, and I think they want you to climb this crash. But I'd say, screw you, game. I'm doing this as the Ratsicle. Because I know it's possible. Up, and there we go. I will not have so much luck next time. Every single time the bad guys always have this layer where it's like, how did they get through it all? I mean, I guess this is fairly simple. I really shouldn't be coming through here with the Ratsicle, as will become evident multiple times. There's time number 1. And that's not going to be the only death here. The thing is constantly moving. There's number 2. Try and get it this time. I tried to do it a little bit faster. I don't think it paid off. I don't know what happened there. This is where I got so close. And then I fell off. But it was close enough to spawn me at the other side of it this time, which is nice. I like it when that happens. So this is not the Academy of Evil from
We need
Crash
to find out where
Insanity.
Nina's school is, Crash. Try talking to the local mutants.
They're all mutants. Well, I guess Crash is a mutant, so it's just a bit different compared to all these ones. But these ones are actually friendly, right? They're not evil or anything.
Oh, good Crash, right? Here the fox killed your father with something, huh? I'm kind of a big deal myself. I keep this place safe.
If you say so. This statue, I don't know what the point of this massive ice sculpture is, because you will later be able to turn it around, but as far as I can tell, turning it around doesn't actually do anything. And talking to all of these guys is a big waste of time. You have no reason to talk to any of these guys. This guy doesn't even speak properly.
I'm the architect's assistant, by the way, and I'll be acting as translator, as he doesn't care enough about you to form actual words.
Ah, fine then.
Hardly. I don't understand like I'm done with my underwear.
The honorable architect is greeting you, and has no time to talk to lesser mutations.
You're calling it lesser mutation. Do you know who I am and what I'm riding? At least you can say the word hardly. So I lose this Titan. There is so rarely ever a point to these digging parts. You don't even get that much mojo. So yeah, there's really no purpose to doing all of this right here. You want to hope that there's a goodie, and there isn't. There's a health power-up just up there that I don't get. That includes any visitor, I will not get it. This is exciting! So going back into the return of Embryo, I love him in this game. Rio is great in this game. I mean, he didn't do much in Crash 1, but none of the bad guys did. And then in Crash 2, we still didn't see that much of him. All we know is he had a bit of a stutter. But that was pretty much it. He appeared to tell Crash to get the gems, and then you never see him again until the very end. And then he doesn't say anything into Insanity. But he's great here. Like, he steals the show. I wonder if this guy is supposed to be important in any way.
You wanna talk to me? Oh, hot diddly, that's fantabulous. Nobody talks to me since Grenada. There's a prison near here. Weird place, spooky place, too. I stayed there a spell. Nice view, but lousy ambience. I wouldn't go there. Everybody but me that went there never came back. Those scary girls made sure of that.
That prison sounds pretty weird, Crash. There might be some link between it and Evil School.
Alright, so how come the girls let him back? Alright, well, we have, we can go up here. But sadly, so this is the entrance to the prison. However, we can't get in there just yet. So, first thing we're going to do is, well, once we're done destroying absolutely everything, we're going to go through this conveniently open door. No, we're not. We're going to go back up to the prison because this is where I went up to. I just have to destroy everything first. No, access denied. So this is one of those examples where it's like, I get a bit lost. And And then I'm like, right, I need to come back here later on. So now we go through this conveniently opened door. Which takes us to this area. Yes, I know. What a surprise, the doorway takes you to another area. I mean, I like the architecture. The architecture's pretty nice. It seems so weird that the bit of water that we can freeze is the bit that's steaming. That seems a bit backwards to me. But, mutation? Can we just use that as an excuse for everything? It's the mutation. It's the mutation. I could climb that wall, but there's not really a point. I mean, I can grab most of the merger just by either jumping or pointing my pointer at it. The advantage of playing the Wii version. Because it's the only version that I own. I don't have a 360, and I didn't want the PS2 version. And I just thought this version might look a little bit better. I'm sure the 360 version looks better still, but I just thought this might look better. And I was trying to increase my Wii collection a little bit, so I got this and Titans on the Wii. There is a PSP version as well, but I think it suffers from a few technical issues for both games. But I think it is fundamentally the same as what we have here. It's not like it's a completely different game like the DS version. What was it about like the later era Crash and Spyro games where they decided to change everything? It's like Crash got Crash of the Titans and Minor the Music, and Spyro got the Legend of Spyro trilogy, and both kind of abandoned platforming to an extent. I don't know how much Legend of Spyro does it. I mean, these two games still have plenty of platform sections. But otherwise they are beat-em-ups, which The Legend of Spyro also is. In terms of tone, they took very different directions. You know, it's like The Legend of Spyro became dark and gritty, whereas these have to be the two most light-hearted games in the entire series. And that's kind of saying something when the previous games barely had any story in. You know, there isn't exactly much story on Warped, or Crash 2, or Wrath of Cortex, or Crash 1. And yet, these are probably the two most light-hearted games. And the voice actors really help. I do really like the voice acting in most of these games. I'm not a big fan of Nina's voice, and Coco's fine here. I don't like her in Crash of the Titans. She gets kind of annoying, and then, well, I made my thoughts clear on Engine in the previous episode, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I don't entirely blame the voice actor. It's probably just the direction. I mean, Engine has kind of always had a bit of insanity to him, but they took it way too far here. They spotted me. By the power of cutscene, they spotted me. Don't bother with that attack. Oh, I missed. So didn't jump on them either. I guess I just wanted to see how long I could hold on to this raticle for. Luckily, these guys don't want to put up much of a fight. If you want to knock them out faster, you can just keep beating them up, and it does still add to your combo. I think this is where we're introduced to the next Titan. Yes, it is. So even though we can clearly see through those blocks of ice, suddenly there's something in them. Okay. I hate these guys, whatever they were called. They attack way faster than I can when I'm actually controlling them. And it certainly looks like that's the case. And these are the enemy that I had such a hard time, because you can see them do things that, as far as I'm aware, I can't do, and that the game doesn't tell me how to do them. So this is all I do, it's just war of attrition, because they're so ridiculously slow. It won't be until after this part that I get the idea to keep pausing to check the moveset. You know, they can slam the ground really slowly, and they can do that really slowly, which I swear, when you're not controlling them, when you're fighting them, they are so much faster.
This iceberg must be how they get to the prison. Time to catch a ride.
It's like if you both attack at the same time, they're gonna hit you. If they both do the same attack. So I generally try to avoid using that thing as much as I can. I forget what they're called. It's the magma something. The magma something. In like the most backwards environment they could possibly be in. Right, so grabbing this thing is kind of pointless with the Raticle, because I can take out all the brat girls in one hit anyway with the Raticle. Right, we have a few direction options to go in. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't really matter. I can't even see anything else that I can, like any additional items anyway. Camera is not your friend here. It's like a typical backtrack in a Crash Bandicoot game. You're going against the camera. Right, so these things, this is just a tutorial one, but done this, and it'll randomly create this ice surfboard that you can use only on these patches of water for some reason. I guess there's a current going, and the controls are a bit awkward because you're constantly moving forward. I mean, in fairness, surfing ain't easy. And I've never tried it. I've done bodyboarding. All I do there is just catch a wave and then hope I don't flip over, which I usually do. But actual surfing? No, you got no chance to get me to do that. Ride the wave. What wave? There's not even a wave here. Is that, what am I? Is it a current? Is that what it's supposed to be? Why am I capable of freezing this one part of the water? Those things will just automatically start floating away. Just barely made that. Right, so these guys, we've seen them a few times already. They'll go into the box and they'll come out super spiky. You want to destroy them when they're in the box. I think you can destroy them when they're in that other mode, but it's a bit... It doesn't always like to work, and you are going to take damage doing so. It does on the very least the attack power. It makes it way easier to take out the other Raticles. I will say, I prefer the Werehog. In either version of Sonic Unleashed, I prefer the Werehog. Still better than Sonic Boom. Get out of the way. See, when I try to attack, I'll get knocked back. If I attack them, no. Usually. I did that time. And down he goes. Yeah, and by missing, I don't know what was over there, but there's no way of going back there. There's all sorts of directions to go here. If there's any collectibles, they're really easy to miss, because now that I've jumped off of that, there's no going over there. because the icebergs all go off in like different directions after that. Like, they'll only pass through that area once. So it's like I waited for it to come back and then, no, this is a platform that depends on whereabouts you're standing. I like the reflections though, that looks really cool. Maybe said, Crash of the Titans is... well, Crash of the Titans as well, but Mind of a Mutant, not a bad looking game. I mean, it's nice, it's colourful, it's cartoony. As I expect from Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, it does look good. I don't know if the Xbox 360 version looks any better. I imagine, like, it all looks crisper since it's in HD, but I don't know if it's like, if it actually looks any different aesthetically. I am going nowhere right now. Well, this is just more bad guys for me to piece up very, very easily. Didn't even collect most of that mojo. We were here already. So these guys will explode if they hit you, but you can attack them perfectly fine. Basically like that. Get rid of her. Yeah, all the little scientist guys are now disappeared. You won't be seeing them for a while, and now it's all rat girls. You are also capable of randomly teleporting to places. Eventually I do ditch the magma guy in for another rapsicle, but I can't remember when I do that. Unfortunately I failed the signing for this. And then I have to wait for the next one. I have no reason to go back over here. And now we missed the other ice platform as well. Oh, it's going well. Come on. Get over here. There you are. So either avoid or attack them, do whichever you wish. It can be kind of difficult to judge exactly whereabouts they are, which is going to be a recurring thing in this game. So honestly, it's aside from the backtracking, it's the biggest problem with Mind of a Mutant, the camera. The camera in this game is awful. Like, you can't turn it. I don't know if maybe the 360 version can, since or the PS2 version, since you have two analog sticks. I imagine you can't. But on the Wii version, it's awful. Again, how does anybody get to that door? Well, I would actually, having said that, clearly everybody is capable of teleportation except for me. So, yeah, then that answers the question. Destroy everything. Collect my mojo. See, why can't I damage them when he's doing that? He's not blocking. If anything, it leaves him open. That's how I always get hurt when I'm using him. Oh, magma meets freezing cold water. It's like how she was already dying and then I just did that. Costing me my Ratsicle's health. These guys shoot at you and they can be quite annoying. This is the most roundabout way of finding information on Nina. Is there really nobody who could just tell us? Hidden area off to the side. Oh, we can't do anything. Looks like it requires a different Titan. It's really a habit I need to get out of. It's fine going after everything when I'm just playing normally, but this is for a Let's Play, so this is probably not a good idea. Because when I'm just going around destroying things, I got nothing to say. I've seen it 100 times before. This is only part 3. Down I go. I brought it back here. I mean, I don't need to get the key anymore, but it does respawn all of the enemies. Alright, let's try again. Take out all the... Yeah, let's beat up all the little girls. This game is actually... I say it's the most lighthearted, it's surprisingly dark. I'm like, I will get up here with my raticle. See, that was close. Really? So close. I think I do eventually stop. Yep. Get rid of that guy. It's so much easier this way. I wish all characters could also shimmy as fast as Crash. Like, he actually uses his legs, it looks wrong, but it's so much faster. When most characters are so slow. Yes, I am a hero. Never trust anybody voiced by Tara Strong. Because lately they all seem to be bad guys. I mean, not all of them. I'll trust Raven. I'll trust Raven and Ben Tennyson. I don't know about that Timmy Turner though. No, he almost seems to have like damn near magical powers. I don't know what they are though. It's almost as though he has his own fairy godparents! I haven't watched that show in so many years. But of course this game would have a character voiced by Tara Strong, because Tara Strong is in everything.
Try to find out something about Nina.
You ever seen any animated thing ever? She's probably been in it at some point. And she voiced Harley Quinn in Arkham City and Arkham Knight. A little bit more squeaky than Arlene Sorkin, but it works. Ow, that was the wrong time to turn into that. Right, there isn't really anything I can do to get rid of these guys. So let's have me through here. Woo! Get away! Punch, everything. I mean, I get loads. I get lots. I get lots of mojo. Plus, it does increase your multiplier. So now it's 6. So every piece of mojo is now 6 times the amount that it already makes, and 7 times. But if you get hurt, you lose your combo. This does not look like something I should be able to climb. I get 14. And just managed to avoid death. I think this is worth like 1,000. Oh well, that wasn't 1,000, but it gave me a lot anyway. Ah, this is exciting. Just barely make that jump. So how am I doing this? Surely ice is slippery, isn't it? And as you stick your tongue to it...
While climbing Crash, you can jump to another climbable area. Just press the jump
when it
button
works. Because this doesn't want to work properly. Oh, I wish I could climb that tiny little bit there. this is where it all goes wrong. It's also really hard to tell exactly where I am. Yeah, I kind of lost track of what I was doing then. Try not to get a knock on the head. It probably is the bottomless pit there. I didn't really want to take the risk and find out. And there we go.
Soon we will return to the Evil School's secret northern entrance. This hall of freaks and mutants is perfect for the Evil School's science fair. Nina will be doomed to suffer in mediocrity.
Hear that, Crash? The entrance to the school must be near the Rat Village. Let's go to the Ratsicle's kingdom, Crash.
Don't you love it when enemies are there just to tell you things very conveniently? But anyway, we're gonna end things off here. So we now know how to, well, we gotta go to the Ratsicle Kingdom. It still doesn't really tell us whereabouts Nina is. But that is where we will be heading next time. So I will see you guys